This is Ipswich Hospital, which has some lifts from a rather unknown, weird little 70s company, Becker Lifts, and it's lift tour time. Now to the first Becker lift. These lifts are hydraulic and have really simple, rather odd logic system. Let's ride the first one. Now let's ride the other one. And now let's go along to the Becker service lift. This one's staff only, so even more reason to ride it. Now to the next lift, where we find out something I didn't know about the unknown, forgotten bits of England's lift history. What happened to Becker lifts? And also, what happened to Wadsworth lifts? Wadsworth is a rather weird little company, which hardly a single lift from them has survived. What happened to Wadsworth and what happened to Becker? Well, in 1986, Becker and Wadsworth merged. This is a really unknown, forgotten bit of England's lift history. And in 1988, Wadsworth Becker were taken over. And in East Hospital, there is an extremely rare Wadsworth Becker lift. Let's ride it! And now to the lifts in the tower. Sadly, these have been modernised.
Please mind the doors. Doors closing. Going up. Floor 9. Doors open.
And now to the service lifts in the town, which are locked! No! And now to the next lift, which is made by a small local company in the 80s. H. Bracknell & Co. Blackburn Limited. A nice little lift by a little local company. This is an awesome old-fashioned hospital. There are very few of these left, as over the last 10 years the government has been rapidly closing them down in favour of much larger hospitals. These old-fashioned hospitals are absolutely nothing like modern-day large hospitals. They are so old-fashioned. Everything in them is all old. They have an amazing atmosphere. These old-fashioned hospitals are so fun to explore. There's loads of little passages going everywhere, and everywhere you look, everything is just so old-fashioned. They're like a world apart from modern hospitals. This is the Essex County Hospital, and this hospital reminds me so much of All Saints Hospital. All Saints Hospital used to be an old-fashioned hospital in Chatham, but 10 years ago it was demolished and a horrid housing estate was built in its place. All Saints was an amazing hospital. It was full of loads of little passages going everywhere. There was a secret tunnel. Everything in it was just so old. And it was the hospital where I was born. For ages I've been looking for an old-fashioned hospital just like All Saints, and finally I've now found one. The Essex County Hospital. I'm amazed that this hospital still exists. Let's explore it, and it's lift tour time. First, outside the Essex County Hospital, there is an amazing old lamppost built by Stamford & Co. It was built sometime between 1882 and 1896. It was modernised with a Revo lamp in the 1930s. This is an awesome lamppost. I'm amazed this still survives actually. And now, let's go and explore the Essex County Hospital. And first, coming into the entranceway, and just look at how old this entranceway is. Just look at this place, it's just amazing. And look at this old sign. This sign must be from the 80s, a warning about radio telephones. Who uses the term radio telephones nowadays? And now we go to the first lift. This lift looks really old, but sadly it wasn't working. And now to the next lift, which is a vintage 1940s lift that was modernised by first in the 1970s. Let's ride it! And now we come to the next lift, which is located in what seems like the newer building, which is the 1960s building. And the lift is a vintage 1960s generic. This is Worthing Hospital and it's lift tour time! Now to the first lift, which is a Mon Otis Gen 2. And now to the next lifts, which are the most uninspiring, dull, crap generics. Oh, these lifts are crap! Why do people install so crappy lifts? There is nothing the slightest bit interesting about these lifts whatsoever. These lifts are just the worst of the worst.
Doors open. Second floor. Doors opening. Lift.
And now to the next lift, which is a nice older Thyssen lift. And now, this hostel's rather clean and it's not really that interesting. It's all rather dull, nice and clean and boring. So let's go down to the basement. Oh, just look at this. Much better. Nice and grotty. And now to the next lift, which is another older Thyssen lift, but this one needs a key to get in. No! Now to the next lifts, which are some more crappy horrid generics.
Fourth floor. Doors opening.
And now to the next lifts, which are even more crappy horrid generics. These ones don't even go down to the basement. Now on to the next lift, which is another crappy generic, but this one is now closed, so I've just got to ride it.
Doors closing. First floor. Doors opening.
And now, going back down to the basement. This basement's so fun and is so much better than the rest of the hospital. The rest of the hospital's this clean and yucky air. I far much prefer this nice, grotty basement. And now to the next lift, which is a vintage 1960s generic. But sadly, the hospital's no longer bothering to maintain it, and it's now a dumb waiter only. The inside buttons have been disabled, and they've removed a light to discourage people from going in it. But I was still going to ride it anyway, as I had someone with me who was going to press the button on the outside. But we were caught by the cleaner. Oh, the cleaner was really grumpy about going in the lift. So annoying, I really wanted to ride this lift. Anyway, now on to the next lift, which is the kitchen lift. When I was riding this lift, when the doors opened on the ground floor, all of the people cleaning the kitchen were all very angry that I was in the kitchen lift. I don't see why they were so angry. There's no sign saying that the lift was staff only. How could I have known that the lift went directly into the kitchen area? Hold on a moment, that didn't make any sense. Because if I had have known the lift was staff only, I still would have ridden it anyway.
Doors closing. Ground floor. Doors open.